No one ever said I was always right. No one said I'm ever right. But one thing I do know myself is I'm learning each day. Learning how to live in the Philippines. How to, I suppose, circumvent the negative things that may seem negative to us as a foreigner. For us coming here, no matter how you want to spin it, is a real challenge. What do I mean by that? Well, so many of the blogs that come out of the Philippines either tell a story of some event that has affected them individually, or maybe just give you advice on dating, banking, how to put up with the annoying things. But that really, though, tell you what living in the Philippines is really like? I don't think so. The main thing about living in the Philippines is we often hear people talk about becoming Filipino, living like a Filipino. Again, what does that mean to you? For many, I think it means living in squalor, meaning eating food you don't really like. And of course, that's further from the truth. The difference that you have over all of those things is that you have the resources, money, cash, to live the life you choose to live. It's not about trying to impress others. It's about just living your life the way you want to live it. Example, every morning in Australia, I used to wake up early, hear the magpies squawking or the kookaburras singing, while I made myself a Nescafe, fresh milk out of the fridge, and sugar in the cupboard. Maybe I put the pot on, full of Quaker's oats, so I could have a nice hot porridge to warm me up in the morning. My choice. Just like maybe one morning it was toast and marmalade, and maybe Kellogg's cornflakes, but again with fresh milk. Are you trying to tell me you can't do that here? Are you going to try and tell me that it's any more expensive than it was back home? I suggest to you you're talking BS, because you can do that every morning. If you want a full English breakfast, you can do that every morning. Now, the difference, of course, living in the Philippines is that life takes a different route. In the West, of course, we load ourselves up in the car and we go off to 20 miles away, 20 Ks away. We don't think anything about it because we have our nice hobby farm on the outskirts of a nice bustling town. We don't think about living in the sticks. We talk about having a good lifestyle. We go and do our weekly shopping. Whatever day it is, it's often the same. We go to the supermarket and all the vegetables look so organized. All the carrots are one length, all the potatoes are all one size. No imperfection whatsoever. They look like they've been made in plastic, Bill. And the vegetables look so fresh as the man goes round every half an hour, spraying mist water on them. So we're led to believe they're fresh. The fact that it's been a week since they were harvested, we don't know that because it's all inside beautiful glad wrap. It's sitting in a styrofoam container. What a wonderful life we have. Of course, here in the market, you can touch your food. You can see if that really is a nice, fresh eggplant. Is the broccoli really look as fresh as it really is? You look at the stalk, and you can see it was only cut recently because it hadn't even browned off. You know, you can't get any fresher than a local market here, unless, of course, you grow your own, and many do. And many seek who come here to have that lifestyle. And I applaud them because it's available here. Now, of course, there's those little niggly problems. What do we call it? Not available, sir. Out of stock. Would you like to order? Yes. Maybe a month later, it arrives and it's the wrong item. Yes, it's annoying, but it's the Philippines for you. If you want something, you have to buy it now. Don't put it off till tomorrow, because tomorrow it may well not be on the stock. And therefore, you plan not like you do back home and say, well, I'll just go to Bunnings or Super Hardware, whatever the name of the company is. And you will always find the product that's there because they buy all year round from the same supplier. And they buy on the basis that the supplier can keep them supplied. Here they buy by the container, just the same as they do overseas. But a wider range of items from one or two suppliers. Next time round, it might be a different supplier because there's a little bit more incentive, we'll say, to purchase from that supplier. Hence, you go and find a saw or a hammer or even the nails, and they come from a different source. So they're always slightly different. Part of living in the Philippines. Now, of course, when it comes to coming to the Philippines, whoa, what a shock for those that have never traveled outside their own country. Or should I say, to a less advantaged country, such as a third world country. They often think, oh, well, I've been to Singapore, I've been to Hong Kong, no poverty there. Really? You must have been in tourist areas only. Don't you think that these countries have poverty too? Well, I will admit, maybe not as obvious as that in the Philippines, or maybe Vietnam or Cambodia. But in the Philippines, yes, the stark difference between rich and poor. And sometimes it's even hard to recognize where the middle ground is. Many, of course, will be shocked at the condition of buildings. the destruction of the area around by maybe storms that haven't been cleaned up but just pushed aside for the moment. When they go down the road, they're amazed that a couple of old corrugated iron sheets on the roof represent a tyre repair shop. What do they call them? Vulcanizers. A little bit different from bow repairs back home, or Goodyear. Slick, smartly dressed, hoist, a car hoist or a truck hoist, embedded in the concrete. Automatic balancing machines for the tyres. Hard to find here, but I'm sure they are around. Just I haven't found them yet. Now, of course, relationships. Not something we've all understood totally, is it? Many of us have ended up meeting a lady online. Hundreds of beautiful Filipina sitting there with their little bio under their photo. Is the photo really how they look today? Is that really the one that you think you're going to meet? Or is she going to look a little bit tired on the edges? Maybe not as beautiful as you might have thought, but still interesting. Until, of course, she asks you for a load for her phone, or maybe a little bit of money to help her come and see you. Of course, you naturally will say, she's a scammer. Is she really? How many girls do you know in the Philippines, now you're here, that have massive amounts of load on their phone? Do they not go and load every 2 or 3 days? 50 pesos, 20 pesos, some special deal. Yes, that's what they do. But you want to talk to them online. You want the live video stream to them. They can't do that unless you put load on their phone. Because otherwise, how are they going to do that? They go to work 9 till 5, 8 till 6. They spend their money, 1/3 of it, just getting to the job each week, buying a little bit of food at lunchtime. The rest of the money they give to their mother and their father, or maybe a disabled brother who was injured maybe. They're very loyal and they feel an obligation to look after those that they dearly love. So don't be so keen to say that they're scammers. Yes, there's scammers everywhere, but most of the time they just simply need a little helping hand to achieve the ultimate, and that's to converse with you, convince you that they're the one. So like I say, give them a bit of rope, not to hang themselves, but to show you that they mean business. Now, of course, oh no, he's building a house. Why is he doing that? How stupid can he be? Why? Did you not want to buy a house, build a home, renovate a place back home? And maybe you weren't married to her for a long time until you finally decided, I'm going to make an honest woman of her. So why? Why should you change your way because she's Filipina? Is she less of a person than the one you met back home stateside? Maybe in Australia, England, New Zealand, Canada? I don't think so. If you have your heart and soul in someone, and you have the trust of her, and you trust her, why should you be worried that you build a home to provide further security for her when you're gone? Why do you always hold that tight grip on your wallet, as if she's out to con you? What's the expression? The moment the last nail goes in or the last coat of paint on the house, she'll say bye-bye. Maybe your wife did back home. Maybe she waited a while. Anybody can do that. You don't have to be somebody who's a Filipino to do that. What's wrong with that, providing that thing that a lot of you poo-hoo? What is it? Providing a legacy, providing a future for the one you chose. If it didn't work out, is it her fault? Or is it yours? Or maybe a bit of both? Did you really work to reconcile? Did you really try your hardest to find that common ground where separation wasn't needed? Maybe a lot of you give up. Why? Because you're attracted by the idea. Another one waiting. I can dump this one, move on. So why would I want to build a house? Now, of course, if you're coming to the Philippines and you're telling all your friends, I'm going to go and find myself a wife, and all you do is you come here. As an example, you join our American friends who love to go to Angeles City or even live there. And they love to talk about bar hopping and the bar pines and the beautiful girls for tonight and maybe a different one tomorrow. But are they coming to the Philippines for the right reason? Or are they just kidding themselves that they've got the energy and libido to provide for that beautiful Filipina? Of course, remembering he left a tip. So is that love? Of course it isn't. Are you infatuated by these women? Probably. Why? Because you're exploiting them. You're using them. You're buying prostitution. And what you're doing is you're adding yourself to the list of many foreign countries that come here thinking they can do the Thailand bit, where it's openly flaunted on the street. Here it's a little bit more subtle. You buy them in the bar. It's a bit like buying a drink. When you've finished, you put the glass back and ask for a refreshment again. Is that not exploitation? Why did you really come to the Philippines? Now, of course, you're a city slicker. You only like life in the fast lane. Oh, the fast lane. Where do you find the fast lane? In Makati? In the BGC? Or in certain parts of Cebu and Davao? Well, I don't think you really will. You'll find wealthy people living a Western lifestyle, but it's not really the fast lane. If you're looking for the fast lane, you won't find it here in the Philippines. It's not set up for that. People don't look for it. This is a very religious country. And therefore, whether you're Muslim or whether you're Christian or any other faith, living the fast lane, isn't part of that religion. Here at night, come 7 o'clock, most people are at home with their family. The place is dead outside. The only place open are the karaoke bars, and of course the bars themselves in places like Walking Street. It's now called Red Street. I wonder why it's called Red Street. Well, that's for the people that come here for the fast lane. They're the ones that have channels saying, members only, let's talk about bar girls. One side tells you they're good, simple life seekers from America often, living in their ivory towers. It's funny how they're fixated on bar life, isn't it? You know, if you want to be an alcoholic, you can be an alcoholic anywhere in the world. If you want to get up in the morning and have a beer, have one for lunch and one in the evening, and have a snack of food in between, the bar life might suit you here. But you have to ask yourself, is it because the beer is cheaper? Is it because the alcohol is cheaper? Or is it just, again, the fast lane represents to you girls on tap? Well, that's not the real life. You know, the real life is, in fact, often, most of the time, found in the provinces of the Philippines. 7,000 islands. No, they're not all inhabited. No, habitated. I'm getting my tongue twisted. But the real Philippines is out there, guys. Out there in the countryside. Forget the word province. In the countryside. In the country towns, in the country cities. That is country life, where they go to work in the city, they come home to the countryside. They come back to their family homes that are maybe 10, 15K away from a city. And that's how they live their lives. They have their communities, they have their friends, they have their neighbors. They're all grown up with them. They've gone to school together, they're batchmates together. And you want to take them away from the countryside? Because why? You want to be close to emergency services. You want to be able to save your life much faster than living in the bush. Well, so you're 60 plus and you come here to retire, to live the good life with your newfound lover, your new wife. But you're obsessed with being near a hospital. Why, are you trying to extend your life beyond natural causes? You know, guys, you drive around on little scooters, risking your life every day with a child running out in front of you, skidding and losing your balance. Breaking a hip, maybe, or an arm can cost you a lot of money. But never mind, you got plenty of money when you came here. But now you're starting to run short. Why? Because you wanted to live the good life. You wanted to pretend you were back home and younger, had a big, fast motorbike. Wasn't worth the money you had to pay here. So you bought a scooter. Good idea, guys. You didn't bother with a helmet because nobody else wore one. Until, of course, you're pulled over and they give you a 2,000 peso fine. Oh, I can pay that fine. I'll go and buy a helmet. But I'll only wear it when I know there's a traffic stop up the road. You know, you can't change the world, guys. You can't. You can't make things the way you want them to. The only thing you can do is you can build your house, American style, and you have to hope that your wife, who usually supersedes you, will be happy to live in that home with her family and maybe her extended siblings when you're gone. Isn't it better to sit down with her before you build and make sure that what you're building is what she wants also? Might not suit you. The paint colour? Oh, why do they paint that green on the walls? Or the red? Or the blue? Because they like it. Do you not like it? No. So what colour do you paint your walls? White. Off-white. Is she happy with that? Probably not. And her family feel it's like living in a hospital. Well, guys, it's called trying to find common ground with your beautiful Filipino. Spend the time to ask her what she wants, not what you want. And finally, he said, when you walk around the area that you're living in, remember why you're here. No more letters dropping in the letterbox every morning, demands for insurance companies, credit card debt, mortgage payments overdue, hire purchase, and maybe trying to sell you new blinds for your house or solar for your home. Try and remember that all of that's gone. All you have to worry about now is when your pension arrives and how you transfer it to your local bank account so that you can draw on it whatever you need. You don't need to take out 50,000 pesos a day. You can just take out what you need. There's no rush. Sure, have a little bit stashed away somewhere in the house, safe from the prying eyes of those that would like to relieve you of it for maybe a bit of gambling. But guys, all that pressure, it's all gone. Did you check your tires this morning? Good idea. I must remember that when I go up the road. Did you fill the tank with petrol? Because the rate has come down today? Good idea, guys. What shall I do this afternoon? Shall I go for my afternoon walk where I get to think about all the things I'm going to do next week or the week after? Isn't that a bliss? Isn't it blissful to do that? Isn't it good to say hello to smiling faces? Stop and talk to children who have a couple of ribbons tied together between their feet and they're playing some sort of hopscotch in the middle of a barangay road. And you talk to them and they don't understand you necessarily, but you show interest and you smile and they laugh and giggle and you walk away feeling good. You're caught in the rain and somebody says to you, "Come in, sir. Come and shelter for a moment." So you timidly go in there. You sit down and try and talk to them. You discover they can talk to you. And you can discover all things about them and their family and what they do for a living. And you can talk about your own life because they're always interested to hear. And when the rain stops, you can say goodbye. But you've made a friend for life. This is what living in the Philippines is all about. Not girly bars, sexy women at swimming pools, fancy 5-star lifestyle. It's down-to-earth, everyday things. Cleaning the house, washing the footpath, sweeping out the front of your house, being proud of what you've got, being happy with what you've got, not trying to replicate what you had before overseas. Living like a Filipino. Bye now.